Prince William and Catherine Middleton. And tonight, he debuted it here, exclusively, and you'll hear it just moments from now. And a woman who put the sex into Sex and the City, a lovely Kim Cattrall.
Wow, where do we go from here?
I don't know. I'm hoping somewhere nice. If all you know about her is Samantha Jones, well, you have a lot to learn, trust me.
I've gone where few women have gone before.
Kim Cattrall, on her life, her loves, and yes, on sex.
Don't make me into your dirty mind.
This is Piers Morgan Tonight. Wedding, perhaps the wedding of the century, is just 2 weeks away. There was a rehearsal today at Westminster Abbey in London with bride-to-be Kate Middleton, her bridesmaids, the Page Boys and Prince Harry all in attendance. William stayed in Wales with his Royal Air Force unit. But we have our own wedding exclusive tonight, the world premiere of a new song that George Michael has recorded as a gift for the royal couple. And George joins me now to explain what this is all about. George, tell me all about this song. What gave you the idea for this?
Well, it's actually very, well, the idea came to me last week, actually, about a week ago, that I should perhaps kind of express my happiness at this marriage in a way, publicly. You know, it was a very beautiful summer's, well, it wasn't a summer's day, but it was an April day that just happened to be like summer here in London, and I was twittering, and I kind of got carried away and decided I was going to make them a new track, give everybody on Twitter and William and Kate a new track by Friday. So I've had a very busy week, and the strange thing about this song, actually, considering I think it's probably the best 2 days' work I've ever done in my life, or 2 or 3 days' work, is that when I was a child, I dreamt of singing this song. In my imagination, you know, my idea of fame at the time was the school assembly hall. I was about 12. And I had this record, this Stevie Wonder song, and I used to dream of singing it in the school assembly hall. But I guess this is slightly bigger deal than that.
I mean, we're going to reveal the name of the song a little later when we actually play it for the first time anywhere in the world, and it's very exciting. I can give a little hint that I wooed my wife with this song, and Barack Obama wooed Michelle Obama with this song, and they played it at their wedding. So you have chosen an unbelievably romantic, nay, historic song for this, George.
Well, I'll take the compliment as in terms of Obama, and I hope your wife doesn't blame me for you guys getting together.
I want to talk to George about your relationship with the royal family, because I obviously used to run several newspapers in Britain, and during that time you and Diana were known to be good friends, and you had lots of fun times with her. Tell me about that.
Well, I mean, we spent a lot of time together as friends, and quite often it would be just the two of us, and she'd always talk about how much she missed the boys, and how she kind of had her reservations about doing what her parents had done and sending them to boarding school. But, you know, of course, they had it's not, you know, it's all very well that she loved to take them to places like Marks and Spencer's and make sure they queued and make sure they understood that other people were just as important as them, and which is very typical of her. But I think she understood that to prepare for a royal future, you're not really going to make it if your education is out of the local comprehensive, you know. So I think the whole boarding thing she found very difficult, but was absolutely, I think, a fantastic mother. And I think, you know, I don't think there's any doubt that Charles must have done a lot right in the years since she died, because how else would those two boys have survived so amazingly well? You know, I think they must have a great father as well as having had a great mother, although I don't know Charles, you know.
Yeah, I've met Charles a few times. I completely agree. I think that they've got bits of both their parents, and I think Charles and Diana, she was looking down and be very proud on the way they've turned out. What was interesting to me, George, is I remember, unless I'm mistaken, that you were once invited at one of these palace private functions to sing for Prince William, and you turned him down.
Yeah, I did, I know. There was a day that I would have been taken to the tower for that, wasn't there? I told people on Twitter last week that I was going to the tower, that it was, you know, first left to the lights after Morrison's, and over the bridge. And I actually, the thing is, it was a very, very awful thing to have to do to say no to him, because he's such a lovely man. He was such a lovely kid, you know. But the fact was, I was at a Christmas party that Diana invited me to at Kensington Palace, and the only other person I knew there was Elton. And William came up to me. The two of them came up to me, but William asked me, and he said, "Would it be okay if you sang a song and maybe Uncle Elton could play the piano?" And I just can't deal with singing in front of small crowds. So I had to say no, and it was, you know, it was excruciating. He was very polite about it, but I was thinking, I can't believe I've just said no to probably, you know, the future King of England. But I really was too embarrassed to sing in front of strangers, and you know. But I remember that. I remember that night very, very well.
George, I mean, have you had any contact with the Palace in relation to this song that you've done?
Only through a mutual friend who gave me. I gave him the name of the song that I was going to sing, and asked him at least to run it by them, because if I was going to make a present, a wedding gift of it, I thought, you know, there's no point if it's a song they don't like. So I ran the song by them. And while I was doing the vocal the other day, I got a text from our mutual friend who basically said they